August is shaping up to be another fantastic month for new releases on Steam. These 10 titles cover a wide variety of genres and flavors, including one of the best games to come out in over a decade. As always, all links can be found on my Patreon, because YouTube doesn't want you to enjoy life. First up, we have The Entrepreneur. I'm not sure if you have noticed yet, but fathers in visual novels seem to be as rare as mothers in Disney movies. In this case, yours dies mysteriously, with his last wish being that you take over his bar, the Happiness Inn. Is this a bar or an inn? I'm getting harem not a hotel flashbacks. Anyways, become an entrepreneur by improving your late father's bar, meeting all kinds of women, and, most importantly, deal with a kung fu fighting cat. The Entrepreneur is available for PC on Steam, with a Mac, Linux, and Android version on their Patreon. Maid Cafe is up next. With 100 Steam achievements and over 30 love interests, you'll definitely have your hands full, and not just with the beautiful pastries you'll prepare. You are a trained pastry chef, and your former workplace has been converted into a maid cafe. In the weeks that follow, you must explore the town and acquire new recipes to hone your pastry skills for the ultimate bake-off at the end of the game. While you're not busy baking, you can also go on dates and dabble in the occult, because what doesn't go better with my croissant other than a demon girl? Maid Cafe is available for PC, Mac, SteamOS, and Linux on Steam. Love and War Hero by Chance 2 is the third installment in the Love and War series, and keeps the running theme of RTS Lite. All of the love interests are voiced in Japanese, however, the English localization is currently pretty rough. But the main focus is on the gameplay, with various difficulty modes, equipment crafting, unit branching, a gem system, and siege battles. This should still help you scratch your strategy itch. Just make sure to download the free patch. If you like this style of gameplay, Love and War Hero by Chance 2 is available for PC on Steam. Next up is To Have and To Hold, a linear, short and sweet yaoi title. You watch as Yule, a total mess with financial problems, reconnects with Tavi, a laid-back relative, through a string of events that leads them to getting to know each other a little bit better. The hand-drawn art is gorgeous, and while it is on the shorter side, it is completely free for PC, SteamOS, and Linux on Steam, with a Mac and Android version on their itch. The next game on this list is Icky After Days. This is a beautiful slice-of-life kinetic novel that takes place after the events of the first game, Icky, which is also available on Steam. You play as the same characters during their first summer vacation together, full of coupley things like dates, swimming, going to see the fireworks, and, of course, a scandalous amount of hand-holding. However, you will have to download the patch that you can find on the developer's website. Icky After Days is available for PC on Steam. Westview Academy Season 1 is an early access visual novel with amazing renders, animations, mini-games, and unique storylines. What distinguishes this game from the standard college harem paths of romance and corruption is that you can choose between doing sports and the usual college route with parties and drinking, or a more serious and drama-filled path with music studies. Either way, each route has its own characters and events. Since it is early access, there is limited content, but so far it looks like a solid start. Westview Academy Season 1 is available for PC, Mac, SteamOS, and Linux on Steam, with a demo version for Android on their Patreon. Next we have Alchemist Fantasy R, a girl's alchemic furnace. This game has Pokemon-like gameplay where you can train and create monsters to fight alongside you, all in an RPG format. Characters have various outfits, there are many levels of difficulty to play, and the main flavor is NTR, which I know is an important deciding factor for most of you. There are a lot of elements to the story that correlate to that flavor, such as spying on the heroine at work, or having the heroine in additional relationships with other men. If you want to have the full experience, you have to download the patch, which you can find on their website. Alchemist Fantasy R, a girl's alchemic furnace, is available for PC on Steam, with an Android version on DL site. Our next early access title is Game of Evolution Season 1. So the story is a bit bare bones, and is only there to introduce the characters and set up the story, which is about how you're transported into a video game in a post-apocalyptic world. While there are minimal choices, and the English translation needs work, the renders for the characters are pretty decent. Game of Evolution Season 1 is available for PC on Steam, and on Mac, Linux, and Android on their Patreon and itch. And from Play Meow Games, we have Life with a College Girl, an unexpectedly emotional roller coaster. This title is your standard visual novel with familiar gameplay mechanics like in Kaiju Princess or Idle Hands, with the goal of improving your relationship with your girlfriend, Snow. Most days are the same, with you going to work or hanging out with Snow in various ways. This romantic love story is available for PC on Steam. And finally, we have Baldurs Gate 3. It is rare to see a mainstream video game cover adult themes well. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised, as developer Larian Studios has done an amazing job with so many other facets of this title. Seriously, this is one of the best games to come out in the last 15 years. And while many of you may remember a time before Bobby Kotick ruined the video game industry, I have only ever lived under the shadow of microtransactions, gacha mechanics, and low-effort sequels. Don't let me down, Todd. Baldurs Gate 3 is available for PC and Mac on Steam and GOG. There you have it. This has been an awesome summer for new releases on Steam. I mean, I live in Southeast Asia, so I don't really have seasons, but you get what I mean. And of course not in Australia, where they arrest game developers. But I talk more about that on my Patreon, because there are some things that YouTube forbids even mentioning. And until next time, no shaming, just gaming. Thanks to all this month's support on Patreon. I wouldn't have been able to do this without you all.